Incorporate this one exercise into your routine to help you build muscle, burn fat, and also become stronger and more confident in your body. We're gonna be going over the deadlift today. We're gonna be demonstrating with a barbell. There's also variations of this you can include with dumbbell and kettlebell, so stay tuned for that. So for the deadlift, this is one of the most foundational movements out there. Essentially, you are picking up something from the floor and lifting it off. Or lifting off the floor. So think of everything that we might do or move or incorporate this movement, not just in the gym, but also transferability outside. I'm all about transferability, so let's go over the movement pattern. We're gonna demonstrate from a couple different angles so you guys can see. From this kind of front angle, we're talking about our setup position. Your feet are going to be between your hips and shoulders. There's this knurling and smooth part here. This is kind of a guide to utilize as you get set up. For my grip, I'm gonna do about a thumb length distance from the knurling. I'm gonna use this as a guide as I go to grab the barbell. You want hands outside your thighs. From a profile or side position here, if you look at my setup position, I have my shoulders above hips, hips above knees, and I create this small little triangle. The triangle on my body will differ from someone that maybe has shorter legs or longer legs. So this is a guide that you can utilize for yourself and if you're coaching others. From here, I'll grab the bar. I want to think of engaging my lats, pulling that bar into my body. I have a neutral gaze, either 45 degrees in front of me, maybe a slight pull up with my chin. I'm gonna press the floor away as I stand away from the floor as I stand up. So think of it not only as a pull, but also a push. As I get set up, I take a big breath. I personally know, let me say this, I personally take my breath here, grab, set, and lift. That's my setup position. Everyone's a little different. Find what works best for you. But again, feet between hips and shoulders, hands outside thighs. Look for that triangle position. Balance about mid-foot. I'm gonna have a full grip on the bar. Engage my lats, pull my arm to the body. And as I stand, I'm gonna pull my knees back and my hips and shoulders right here are going to rise together. So knees go back, hips and shoulders rise together. I'll try to go slow. I take a big breath, I brace, knees go back, hips and shoulders rise together. Once I get to my knee, I'm gonna extend my hip, opening my hip slightly. Now notice that my shoulders are stacked over my hips, nice straight line. On the return, I'm gonna delay the knee bend. I'm not gonna have completely locked out legs. May have slight bend on my knee, but I didn't delay the knee bend, butt goes back, hips and shoulders get set. Once I get that set angle, I bend at the knee and place the bar back on the floor. Like I mentioned, this used to be called the health lift. It is a great foundational movement. I highly encourage you to incorporate this. You're gonna build muscle, burn fat, help you have a stronger lower back, stronger legs, stronger core. So this is a great exercise to incorporate. If you guys have questions in terms of how to incorporate into your program, leave a comment below. Also, anything you prefer or like to see more of, also let me know. I'm just gonna give you guys some variations without the barbell. We'll utilize a kettlebell and a dumbbell. So kettlebell and dumbbell will take up obviously less space. We're gonna see if this bar stops rolling. For the kettlebell, you could do the kettlebell right directly in between you. Some people may call it a sumo kettlebell or sumo deadlift. For a sumo deadlift, you're actually gonna go wider the stance. That's a different video, so stay tuned for that. But in this deadlift position, if I have the kettlebell underneath me, feet will be slightly outside my hips. I'll grab the kettlebell. I do not have to navigate around the knees, right? So I don't have to worry about that, but I still want to make sure that I have shoulder above hip, hip above knee, and then from there, I'll press away from the floor, stand up, squeeze my butt, finish at this extended position, then return. Focusing on pressing my hips back as I return the dumbbell or the kettlebell to the floor. Now, if I have two dumbbells for my lift, we'll exchange this one out. And if you guys need equipment, you can check the link below. All the equipment is from Rogue. Lasts you a very, very long time, we'll say. I've had this for many years. All right, so with the Rogue dumbbells here, I'm actually gonna have more of a narrow stance, so feet are gonna be directly on my hip bones because I need to navigate around my feet and legs. Dumbbells are just outside my thighs. I will have to bend. I might have some slight rounding in my back just to get lower. I'm gonna grab the backs of the dumbbells. I'll lift them up, get my core set, extend at my knee and hip, finishing this top position. Notice that I don't have to extend back, hyperextend, overextend. I'm just looking shoulders on top of hips. On the return, same thing. I'll bend at my knees and hips. One dumbbell head will touch, press and extend. All right, press and extend. Kind of like the hip hop. Just kidding. All right, so if you have the dumbbells, you have two, they'll be outside of you. If you have one, recommend going inside. Again, a little bit of a wider stance for the dumbbell deadlift. Again, sumo stance will be a little wider. Sumo, you'll hit a little more of the glutes and hamstrings, but these are all great variations. Highly recommend incorporating them into your routine, into your training. If you have questions specifically how to do that, please leave a comment. And if you found this beneficial, helpful, please share with others. I appreciate the support. I'll see you next time.